Hi everybody from TechnoLost and welcome to the multimedia focus for the LG Nexus 5. Well, let's start with the first interesting things, which is the, of course, camera. It's the 8 megapixel camera with the optical image stabilization. This is pretty good for a device in its class. Its price tag is very interesting. So speaking about the camera, let's reveal the camera UI. Just a second, look at this. You can enable directly the camera from the lock screen, just swiping from right to left like this. Okay, so here we are. This is the camera UI, pretty simple, not that different from the previous Nexus devices, starting from Android Jelly Bean. So here we have all these settings. We can enable or disable HDR plus mode. We have the exposure settings here. We even have the possibility, of course, to select or not flash. Select the front-facing camera. Here we have few options like geotagging, auto shot, and picture size. We have 8 megapixel, 5, 3, 2, and so on. You have several sides, flash, of course, and white balance and scene selection. We can easily change and browsing between the different settings like this. Going down goes to the previous settings. Pretty simple, okay. Of course, here we can select different kind of mode for consent: picture taking, video recording, panorama shooting, and photosphere. You should already know photosphere. It has the same result on a street view. Very interesting. We have then the panorama shot. We have the video recording feature, and when selecting video recording, we can of course change the settings here. We have few settings like time lapse. We have video quality, which is 1080p, 720p, or 480p, of course. And we can even store location, which is geotagging our video, of course. So when we record a video, we can even take a picture like this. If we start recording and we touch the screen, look at this, we take even the picture of the subject in front of us. So this is the video feature. If we select the picture taking, it's pretty fast in shooting the picture like this. Not this time, but usually it's very fast. Look, okay. And if we select HDR plus, which I do remind you being a special kind of taking picture when we take at least 3 shots at different exposure settings that we match all together, just to have the same brightness in every part of the scene. We have this, this small circle indicating that the HDR plus processing is going on, So these are more or less all the stuff with the camera. If we perform a swipe here from right to left like this, we can quickly and easily reveal the last picture we've taken, and we can even swipe up or down to eliminate what we don't want. So pretty simple. This is the camera UI, of course, so we can now give a look to the gallery, which is pretty simple indeed. Nothing really new in respect of the previous version. Maybe the only interesting things is the editor. Here we have many, after processing effect. Yes, we can have several frame size, frame type. We can of course crop, straighten, rotate, and mirror our image, or we can even balance both brightness, contrast on, or even color with different filters here. Pretty interesting. Aside the editing feature, the gallery is pretty standard. We don't have any particular feature like we can select this film strip view or the grid view. Of course, if we get back, we can group our pictures and videos by albums automatically selected. We have locations here, but we don't have the pretty map view than we have in other devices. We have times, so we have the timestamp. We have people, but we have to tag people, and we even have tags, of course. Okay, if we select this is pretty interesting. If we select the photosphere picture like this, we can of course touch here to give a look to the photosphere. We can even select the gyroscope to give a look to the picture like this. Nice. But what is pretty funny here is what is called tiny planet. This effect is pretty nice, you know. We can enlarge or shrink this tiny planet, you know, composed by our photosphere picture, and then we can of course save the result and even, you know, share it with our friends. So this is the standard gallery. We have, starting from KitKat, and to be more precise, the latest version of Google Plus, what is called picture photo. Where is that? Photos. Here, this is a particular gallery, you know, that goes together with Google Plus. What is really interesting in this gallery that we can use it to automatically upload our picture and video to our Google Plus profile, and even perform some kind of auto beautify when we auto upload picture in our Google Plus profile. Another feature really interesting, directly come from the HTC One, at least it's very similar to the one that we can find in HTC One, with this HTC Share. Selecting this icon here, we can select we can select videos, we can select pictures, other videos, for instance. When we finish selecting our pictures, video, we can touch here, and the device automatically create a video made up of our photo and video, of course. We have different themes that we can select for transition and effect. We can even select the background music if we want to, or we can completely disable background music, and the final result is pretty nice. Here, pressing on the icon node, we can, for instance, select different kind of music background. We have several music background, of course. Swiping from right to left, we can even change the theme for what concerns transition and effect. Very nice. And we can finally, we can even select, of course, the length of the video, the maximum of 1 minute, and then we can see what we have here. This is the final result. This is the cinema theme. As you can see, the video is made up of our video, pictures with these effect. Not bad. Of course, we can save the result and share everything with our friend with a pretty nice, you know, effect. Very, very nice. Okay, this is something that do really remind me of the HTC One feature, HTC Share, as I told you. So let's finally give a look to the picture and video quality. So let's start with the first thing, so the photosphere. This photosphere is not bad at all, let me tell you. We have, of course, some, you know, we can feel the difference in brightness. Of course, this is a picture taken under, you know, against the sunlight, so it's pretty, you know, standard to see different kind of brightness. Nevertheless, it's not bad at all. But, you know, we have even pretty good details. The only problem is that if you know, take a picture of subject which are not that far from you, Google tell us that you have at least take picture of subject distance between 9 meters and on. If you take you know, far subject, there's no problem for submerging. If you take too near subject like this, you can have this kind of horrible result. Nevertheless, in the globally, the photosphere is pretty good. Aside from the photosphere, we have, of course, this is the panorama mode. Here you can really feel the difference, focus and brightness. Look at this. You can easily spot the difference in brightness. But the worst things about the panoramic shock is not only the problem with the brightness balance, but the fact that the picture is way too low resolution and you completely lose details when you look at the picture. The resolution of this picture is pretty low, you know. We have 2938 for 668 pixel, so a very tiny picture. That's a pity. And then we have pretty good difference focus on HDR. This is a normal picture. This is the HDR1. As you can see, the HDR Plus does a pretty good job in, you know, uniforming the brightness of the picture. This picture, you know, was taken like looking at the sky, so the bright of the sky darkened everything beneath it. But if we take the HDR Plus shot, as you can see, we don't have this kind of problem. Everything is more or less at the same brightness, which is pretty nice. The only downside, maybe the HDR Plus picture lose a little bit in details, while the normal picture reveals maybe slightly better details than the HDR Plus. Here we have other picture taken with the HDR Plus. Look at this. This is the normal picture. You can see how dark is the picture, and this is the same picture in HDR Plus mode. Everything at the same brightness. Pretty good. We have very good picture when taken in good light condition. We even have pretty good macro mode. Look at this. I mean, nowadays it's not it's hard to find a device which is not at least good in taking macro picture, but nevertheless it's not bad to note it. And we even have not bad. This is another one. Sorry, this is another macro picture. We have not bad at all picture for what concern night mode. Of course, you know, this is not the best device on the market, you know, in taking night mode picture, but to be an 8 megapixel, this is not bad at all. Maybe the help of the optical image stabilization can be seen here. The picture is steady, you know, we don't have problem in focus, and we don't have even that, you know, noise, background noise. Not bad at all. So now we can give a look to the video. Here we have the 720p video.
Ciao a tutti, da TechnoLost, ecco un esempio di video girato a 720p da LG Nexus 5.
So as you can see, the video is not bad. This is 720p. This is not bad at all. It's not perfectly smooth, as you can see, but you know, it's bearable, nothing too dramatic. But what is really interesting here is that the optical image stabilization, as you can see, you know, does a pretty good job in stabilizing the video. There's no shaking apart from my hands now, but there's no shaking at all. Really good. Then we have the next one, which is the time-lapse video. This is 1080p time-lapse video. You will find all these sample loaded into my channel. This is a 1080p video. Okay, this one, as you can see, is not bad at all. Pretty fast, pretty smooth, although not perfectly smooth at all, as you can see, but not bad. And this one too is perfectly stabilized, no kind of problem really. Very good focus and stabilization. Okay, and this is the 1080p video. As you can see, the video player hide completely the navigation bar and the status bar while, you know, playing videos. So let's talk a little bit about quality. Picture size is about 2 megabyte, so it's average size for what concerns 8 megapixel sensor. The video not bad for what concerns bit rate. We have 17 megabit per second for what concerns 1080p and 12 megabit per second for what concerns the 720p. The only downside is the audio quality, which is not that good at all in both video. We have 96 kilobit per second, 48 kilohertz mono. So we just record mono audio with the LG Nexus 5. Now we can give a look in, for what concern video playback. Let's start with the MKV file. Of course, as every other Nexus devices, this one doesn't make any exception. I mean, we can only reproduce video for concern the MKV file. This is 720p. Then we have, of course, the 1080p video, just the video file, of course, nothing for concern the audio playback. And if we give a look to the other video format, we can only, of course, reproduce MP4 file like this. Of course, I'm talking about the stock video player. We have a completely different situation if we take in account the third-party video player like Dice Player. In this case, we can reproduce almost anything. This is the MKV file. As you can hear, we have audio and video playback, no problem. Then we have, the 1080p MKV file, video and audio, no problem at all, very good. Then we have, this is the 480p Windows Media video file, no problem in reproducing, although it's just software accelerated, while the MKV file was hardware accelerated. We have then the other Windows Media video. This is the 720p, no problem. This is software accelerated, but no problem in reproducing this video. And even the 1080p Windows Media video, no problem in video and audio playback. Okay, of course, no problem in reproducing MP4 file, but at least here finally we can reproduce XVET video like this. This is 1080p XVET video, and we can even reproduce DivX video. This is the 480p, no problem, and even hardware acceleration like for the XVET video, of course. So as you can see, using a third-party video player, the situation is completely opposite of the stock player. So very good. For what concerns the audio playback, we will have nothing to talk to you about the headphones output. Is pretty standard, no problem anyway. But we have to note that the speaker output here is a little bit on the lower side. I mean, nothing dramatic, you can hear it, but I would definitely suggest you to play music using it. Just to give you an example. Not bad, but maybe consider this is the maximum volume, not too high at all. Okay, so this was more or less everything dealing with these Nexus 5 for concern multimedia focus. Just to sum up, this device is not bad at all. At least it doesn't excel in anything here. It's not the best camera on the market, it's not the best speaker, it's not the best I don't know what else, but definitely it's very good nevertheless, especially if you consider the price tag of this device. 349 euros for the 16 gigabyte version and 399 euros for the 32 gigabyte version. Pretty good, even considering the optical image stabilization, which is something that few devices nowadays have. So for what concerns the Nexus 5 multimedia focus, that's all. What's more, thanks for watching and bye from TechnoLost.